Alrighty, here we are. We have some pretty familiar bridge structure in the background. Most of the WA anglers are going to know what this one is. It's the Cowgan Bridge. So just at the mouth of the Cowgan, leading into Oyster Harbour, there's the main bridge, the main road bridge, and it's quite a tricky place to fish. You can fish here for 2 hours and not get a bite, and then roll up here and get a bag in 10 minutes. I haven't started fishing yet. I'm just going to answer a few questions while I have a cast. We're just going to be casting around out a little OG Mussel vibe there. I don't even know what colour. Got a little bit of gold in it. Here we go. A little bit of a defect one. I use all the defect mussels, or just ones that just don't turn out to a wholesale value or a market value. Let's give it a cast, and I'll answer some questions along the way. Alright, so first question, how do you work the muss or crabs? You can work them both pretty similar. What I like to do with either application is just cast it as close as you can to the structure and give it a chance to let it sit there and settle down. I'll just keep it present in the area. I won't try and overcompensate. These fish are probably seen a lot of lures and that, and a lot of them can be residential, so you just got to keep it in the strike zone for as long as you can. As I like to use the current just to keep it wafting past their faces. Here, notoriously, the current actually doesn't run in that straight line. It'll work on like a 20-degree angle, and what I've found is the best is when that current is pushing slightly into the structure, and you can just leave your lure and just nod it away from the structure, so it's always sitting at the base. Also, a few people have asked how they actually eat the mussel. Keep very close attention to your line. If you feel or see your line just move slightly, just lean into it, because those bream have got that mussel lodged in their gob and they're swimming off to eat it in peace. Tacker. Very little tacker. First of the day. Just fish as many day breaks and as many dusks as you possibly can, and also on the tide change during the middle of the day. You get a little bite window where some big fish get up and get. Number 3 most memorable moment, it would have to be winning the 2014 ABT Grand Final as a non-boater with Chris Dixon, and just having a chaotic last half hour of the day where we caught some really, really good fish to get us over the line. Why don't gulp sandworms work anymore? I think because no one throws them. When are the hoodies coming out? I'm dealing with a guy in Australia at the moment, and he's sending some samples, so I'm not sure the time frame on it. What is going on with these little ones? Favourite river to fish? I would say my favourite river, a massive fish kill, and they pretty much all died, which was the Pallina. Other than that, if you want to go and catch fish, the Hay River. If you want a challenge, then I really like the Serpentine River, but same deal. It had a big fish kill. In WA, we don't really have a great amount of water, so when we don't get rain, it really affects the systems. How long have I been testing the muss for? Started in 2017. I didn't get too far. I made a little 30mm mussel with a single hook, single treble. Probably showed too many people, and because of that I've got a competitor. Picked it back up again in 2021, about halfway through the year. Totally changed my mussel design, got a 35mm mussel, put 2 hooks on it. Obviously a lot of buggering around, but pretty much been testing it ever since, and everyone across the country's been doing it also. Best weather for hungry big bream. Well, on this pond, I've noticed it's the second day of the south. It's just, you get that first south, which is today. This is the first day of the south, so I didn't really expect to catch too much. But I think they don't really adapt well to that sudden change in condition, like it's been blowing north or pretty much mill pond all week, and then it went north last night, and then obviously southwest today as that lows come through. And it just shuts those big ones down, but the second day they get up and they feed, so I wouldn't be surprised if I can come back out tomorrow at some stage. But really, each location's quite different. And that's the fun part about it, working it out, keeping a little journal. Even when you do your uploads to Instagram, you can look back and go, oh yeah, that day was that, and you can kind of marry a few things up. Oh, we have illegal. Little illegal. But oh, there we go. Oh, it's a sheep stuck in a fence. What made me invent the mussel? I've always loved fishing vibes, baby vibes, cranker vibes, gladiator vibes, and one of the old timers showed me a little resin cast of a mussel he made. It wasn't much chop, but the idea kind of flowed from then to make a vibe out of a mussel. Favourite recipe for the muss? I love chili muss. If you weren't aware, I used to work at a mussel farm, and half the reason why I'm standing here today is because you're dealing with mussels and oysters all day, and the idea got revisited due to that. Can you make a soft plastic mussel? It's already been made. There's a little company in Japan that do them. I don't want to dabble with soft plastics, but some Australian guys should make it because they would work really well weedless. Why not an oyster vibe? Apparently ProLure's been working on one for 3 years, so I'm going to leave that up to them. Fishing the muss in deep water for snapper. I'd have to make a bigger mussel. I reckon people have already got it in their plans to make one anyway after seeing this and seeing how well they work on Squire, so it's not really my plans to get involved with it because I'm no snapper fisherman. It is going to rain, so I'm going to go hide. When you catch a big one, do you wind really fast? I know my missus does. And it seems to work because I don't think she's pulled the hooks on a good one yet. But I like to buffer the head shakes and let it run and do its thing. And does a camo backpack and the ability to run 1500 metres at Mach 10 help with brimming? Well, I think running actually does help with brimming because running really clears the mind. Slow movements or short fast, best for the muss. I like to use a combination. If I get a little bit raggy, or if I'm fishing for school fish, I will use a really fast, erratic technique, but you're only lifting the mussel that high off the bottom, just to keep it moving in their face and keep it constantly dropping. But around these bridge pylons at the moment, they are hitting it when the current's just wafting it through slowly. Just little nods off the bottom, nothing too crazy. Best system to fish east of Albany. I actually haven't been east for a very long time. I can't wait to get out there. We've got a new prototype that's going to work hopefully very good over there. But there is a lot of those systems over there that were very good and my favourite systems, but have since had massive fish kills. So it's a real shame. Probably if I'm heading over there, I'll head close to Esperance and fish those lake systems up there where the meteorites hit. You can see it on the map, they're all dotted. They're all full of big bream. Oi Dowley, where's all your secret spots? On the south coast. Albany and along. It has big bream all over the joint. how do I buy one? I've got a link on my page for the Shopify website, adam@fishing.com. Always has a ton. Keep him stocked up most weeks. There's little wholesalers popping up here, there and everywhere as we've met our organic demand. So for the first time in 9 months we are making stock, which is really cool. What's the best rod to use with the Mussel? We use our own rod, so we make 6.6, 6.10, 7.1, not for sale, but we use MHX blanks and just use components of old reel seats and eyelets and stuff like that, and we just really reuse all our old gear that was once really good. But I really like a fast taper rod, so a little bit of stiffness in the tip just to get that feeling, and a little bit of gut through the backbone. But a lot of people are quite different. Some guys like a really soft tip to set the hook, but I think if you just lean back on them, you're not striking at them too hard, because those Breamer have got that muscle lodged in their mouth 90% of the time. So it all comes down to personal preference, but I like a fast taper. So I got a good one. I was using that current. It is working on a bit of a 20-degree angle, so I'm just sitting on that 20-degree angle, holding the lure in the strike zone and just nodding the rod tip away from the poling so you don't get snagged on it, and just keeping it wedged in the base of the polings. That's quite a nice little fish. There we go. And you see how they eat it.